Is this what you want? Come on, strike me down, Zeus. You don't have the ball.
Being struck by lightning isn't as uncommon as it used to be, with over 300 million cases reported worldwide in 2019. However, there is only one person in history to have been struck more than once. Walter Summerford is considered to be history's unluckiest person, as he was struck by lightning 3 times and once again after he passed away. Many at that time assumed that he had been cursed by someone or something. The first time Walter Summerford was struck by lightning was in World War I. Walter Summerford was a British officer at that time who came from a good English family. He had survived many battles while leading his men into hell, with a sky-high chances of death at every step. But something very unusual would take Summerford out, something that no soldier could have foreseen, as it would be the least of your worries on a battlefield. As Summerford was marching on his horse on the Belgian front, he was struck by lightning out of nowhere. The strike threw him off his horse. However, the lightning strike did not kill him. He became paralyzed from his hips down, making him incapacitated and confined to a wheelchair. Many years passed since his first incident to the war. Walter decided to start a new life in Canada. He tried to have a family of his own and became very passionate about outdoor activities such as fishing. In 1924, Walter set off to fish along the shore of a local river. Little did he know he was resting under the wrong tree at the wrong time. This time he wasn't directly struck, as the lightning struck the tree he was sitting under, but the current traveled through the tree and surged through him, which resulted in the entire right side of his body being paralyzed. Miraculously, he recovered quickly from the second strike and regained use of his legs once more. After 2 years, he was able to walk and spent majority of his time doing so. The third and final time Walter would be struck by lightning was in 1930, 6 years after the second strike. Walter was a new man, as he was able to use his legs, so he started walking a lot through forests and especially parks. As Walter was having one of his usual walks around the local park, the weather changed all of a sudden, from a sunny day to a sky filled with dark, angry clouds. A few moments after, Walter heard a sound that he was already too familiar with. As he tried to run for cover, he was once again struck by lightning, but this time leaving him completely paralyzed from head to toe. Despite how unlucky Walter is considered to be, he was still quite lucky for being able to survive 3 lightning strikes in a lifetime. From 1930, after the third strike, Walter had to fight with a lot of medical complications, managing to survive just 2 more years and passing away in 1932. His family said that he was afraid to even be alive anymore, going senile thinking that someone had actually cursed him, as he was even struck by lightning after his death. In 1936, 4 years after his funeral, where Walter was buried in a Mountain View cemetery in Vancouver, his tombstone was struck by lightning, assuring his family as well as other locals that someone had cursed this man. If we look at the chances of being struck by lightning, there is a 1 in 13,000 chance based on the National Storm Laboratory in the United States. We can consider that 100 years ago the possibility was even smaller, as there weren't too many external objects that would attract lightning. In the UK, the statistics are much different, which accounts for the unbelievable story of Walter Summerford. In the UK, there are 300,000 lightning strikes a year, but the odds of being struck by lightning are 1 in 15,300. This means that the odds of being struck by lightning 4 times are almost impossible, but that's precisely what happened to Walter Summerford. What is even more surprising is that the mortality rate of being struck by lightning is quite small, as most people who have been struck survived. However, they ended up developing neurological and cardiovascular complications that may lead to death in a matter of years, because lightning strikes can reach up to 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. With such low chances that an event will happen so many times to the same person, we can consider Walter Summerford's life as an achievement of the narrowest odds in the world.